Welcome to Wasted Local Talent.
Howdy and welcome, Hot Shots, to Wasted Local Talent podcast. We are Just Come Presents on today's local episode. How are you guys doing today?
They can't actually
really answer you, but
That sounded so sensual.
That's what I was going for.
That's why we had him do it.
yeah, but thank you for tuning in. I'm Daniel.
I'm
That's
Josiah, and we have so many people here. Is this
Yeah.
the first ever time that we've had someone introduce themselves on our intro?
Yes,
This is interesting.
We really wanted to.
There's
just
47 people in the episode right now.
there's a lot.
There's so many people.
It's the most people that we've ever had in the studio together.
come. Well, let's party. Something we like to do, you know? We
Yeah.
can do a little hive.
Little high, little low.
I like to
Little
party.
ant hive.
Parties.
Wait,
parties.
you have hives?
No,
Whoa.
we all live in an ant hive.
Yeah, we're a bunch of communist ants, actually.
That will make sense later in this
And
episode.
this is our scheme to produce money, so we can build better tunnels. It's all
Viva,
about
Viva la revolution.
howdy.
F the proletariat.
This is going way better than expected.
I agree.
Yeah.
We have other podcasts.
Yes, we do.
Probably not as good as this one.
We have D&D Kinda. You should check it out.
That one's
Or-
actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We
Super
have
hot.
Video Game Mythos.
Video Game Mythos, that's fire.
We have a new one that's coming too. 13
Ooh.
Palm Trees, the Final Girl podcast.
The Final Girl.
That one's going to be fun.
All right, so if you like horror,
Mm-hmm.
and you know there's always the one girl left in the horror movie that survives, that's what this I'm excited about this podcast because I like horror movies.
Shameless
So-
plug. I wrote the intro music for it, and it's dope.
Oh,
Yes.
just like you wrote our NFL
Yes.
intro?
That one too.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
It wasn't the theme song backwards or anything.
Shut up.
Okay.
It was easy. And we have another podcast. Hunter, why don't you tell me about the other podcast?
Hey, I'm on that podcast.
Yes,
It's
you are.
called Gurus of Gaming. It's a lot of fun. We talk about video games and every aspect of video games, news, new games, old games.
Fortnite.
We hate Fortnite. We give Josiah 15 seconds of Fortnite.
Every
Sometimes
I still need to
5
write the
seconds.
music for the little intro for that too.
Yeah,
I
that
keep
would-
forgetting.
Honestly, if you could make the intro music take up about 14 of those 15 seconds. But yeah, it's awesome. Check us out, please. We love your listens.
All right. Introduce yourselves.
I am Hunter.
Well, no, introduce the episode. Like run into
Well,
it.
I've got one more thing I've got
Okay.
to say because if not, I'll get in trouble.
Okay.
All right. One. Well, I've got two things to say. All of those podcasts can be found if you just search for 13 Palm Trees on your favorite podcast app. That's 13 Palm Trees. Okay, just
Yes.
kidding. I've got three things to say. We have a website with merch. We've got a lot of Wasted Local Talent shirts that we can't sell because people don't like them, apparently. I don't know. It's 13palmtrees.com. You can go there. You can check it out. And the intro music that you probably hear during this one. I'm not sure. If Hunter sends me a song, it might not be. But typically, our intro music is brought to you by Worst Kept Secret. You can find them on Instagram and Facebook at Worst Kept Secret WV. And it's called Bender. And if you're at a show, request the song because they fucking love playing it.
They love that song and they know all the words.
They actually fucking hate playing those songs. Anyway,
I was going to say, I feel like they kind of hate it just by the way you guys are amping it up.
they absolutely hate it. It's their
All
least
right.
favorite song.
So that was two things. What's your third thing?
That was three things.
Hold on.
Man, I
This
can't-
episode is
What?
brought to you by Pat Cole's Beard.
Pat Cole.
Pat Cole's Beard.
So you want us to like introduce?
Yeah,
the
hype-
episode?
Should we
Hype
just say
yourself.
it? Should we just say it
So-
all at the same time?
Hype
Everyone
yourself.
crowd around
No,
the mic.
I want the song you guys just sang.
Oh.
On the count of three.
Do the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, do the
Okay.
song.
The ants
Okay.
version, please.
Okay.
One,
2, 3.
three.
Just Come presents. We throw events. For ants.
For ants!
Yeah, we're Just Come presents. We're a local throw shower, and we're here to
Throw
talk
shower.
about
Throw shows.
shows we throw in your face.
In your face.
Face in your face.
With the versus lace.
All right.
Enjoy.
And here it is.
What's up, everybody? I'm Daniel,
I am Josiah.
and today we're wasting our talent with.
Hey, I'm Mark Dunbar.
I'm Sarah Belsma.
I'm Ian Ciamera.
And I am Daniel Eckhart.
And I'm Michael Raycraft.
And I am Hunter Guire, and we are Just Come Presents. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, it's a good episode. thanks for coming on. See you guys later.
Yeah. Now,
Man, that was awesome.
let the people know what you do. You're not a marching band, even though there's enough of you.
Yeah, we honestly, when we were first coming together as a company, marching band was either marching band or promotion company.
Oh, okay.
So we settled with promotion company.
Because you can't play music.
Well, mostly because
you
we
can't play
only
any
like
horns.
we only like music made on computers.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. We like all kinds of music.
Yeah.
But what we primarily do is we book and produce shows in the greater Morgantown area of bass music, specifically underground bass music.
Yeah, we like to curate events. We really like to pay attention to the detail of our events. We have been doing this collectively throughout our individual efforts for about the last 5 years. And we have a lot of talent. There's a couple of us that actually aren't here. I know there's a crap ton of us, but there's even more. Our boy Davey couldn't make it, and our favorite intern, who's not an intern, Nick, could not make it either.
Yeah,
And
the intern who interns.
that rounds us out, I believe. I don't think I'm forgetting anything.
There might be some more. I don't know.
And then we have Subaquatic Productions, which were our boy John, and he is a great partner that we have. He provides all of the equipment for us. He puts on a very great production company.
No, it's so proper.
And bring something that hasn't really happened in Morgantown, especially for the acts that we're bringing. These are very, very proper systems for better than even some of the nationally touring acts brings to town. So it's something really exciting, and we're really, really excited to have it in this area.
Oh, absolutely. I think my favorite thing about what we're able to do is, like you were saying, curating the events and the vibe of the event, is we're able to put these smaller time artists on these huge systems, on this huge production, and really give them a spotlight to shine on. And that's a cool feeling.
So I want to start kind of at the basics. So
The
you
bass.
said
Sorry.
so as you said, you've been collectively doing this for, individually for about 5 years. What made you want to start doing this in this area?
I think that at least for me, I don't know. I'd gone to Electric Forest, which is a great festival. Everyone loves it. It's really a cathartic place for me. And I just woke up a couple weeks later, and I just decided there's not really much going on in Morgantown. Main Stage was on the outs the last semester, and that was basically what provided the EDM community in Morgantown. And Pittsburgh's pretty they do the dubstep scene, and that's about it. They like to do what's comfortable. It's basically season. There's nothing wrong with that. They do it because it's what sells. But we definitely thought that there was a hole in the market, and I was feeling it, and Hunter was feeling it at the same time. Raycraft has been throwing shows in the area as well, and our boy Ian was trying to start up too. So I ended up posting on the internet, and then shortly after, Hunter kind of posted exactly the same thing, and we decided to link up and kind of just started bringing on people that we knew could do stuff, and we started making moves.
Nice.
I think what was really cool for us in the beginning, like you said, we've all been collectively kind of doing this individually through various ways for the past 5 years. Raycraft and I worked for a company called Shaw Mains a while ago, where we were kind of bringing acts into 1, 2, 3, but we really didn't have the creative freedom that we really wanted to do with those events. And so for us, while we brought a lot of amazing shows and had a lot of killer times, it was always something was almost missing. We couldn't put our personalized touch on it. And I know that Sarah and Mark worked a lot with Main Stage throughout the years, bringing in acts over there. And so it was kind of cool. We were all two sides of the same coin, and we all kind of just pulled together and created this Justice League of EDM in Morgantown.
It was really
Which superhero are you? Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Pyre Man.
So side note, Raycraft. I've heard your name a lot.
Yeah, I've been a part of the EDM scene and I've been a DJ for 5 or 6 years. I've done clubs. I've been with Main Stage and done stuff 1, 2, 3. So I've done stuff all over. And like he said, I got started in the EDM world. Well, it all started just finding the music and then having an interest in learning how to DJ and going from there. And then I got with Shaw Mains and started to slowly slip into different roles. And then the role I ended up with is production manager, which is like maintaining the stage and make sure everything goes as planned. So these guys don't have to worry about the stage, they can worry about everything else. And then Sean Main's kind of fell apart. And then I formed my own company called Raycraft Entertainment. And I was throwing local shows and trying to do everything I could to keep the EDM scene alive. But I was doing it with little cash flow or with little investment, trying to do it myself. So and then Mark and them approached me to do this. So it seemed like a perfect role to just keep on moving.
Now, did you ever, because I used to own a venue in Clarksburg called the Main Street Cafe. Okay.
That was my first EDM show I ever played.
Awesome. Because I thought that you had played there. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Because I know that I'd seen you around and I wasn't sure if you played there or not.
I saw a couple awesome bands back there. Way back when I saw one of my favorite bands, Capsize, came through there. That was an awesome
That was
show.
early on, too, whenever we first, like that first year. We got some big names in there.
Yeah. That was a
crazy.
fire show.
But anyway, enough about my past stuff. Let's talk more about you guys.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I guess one thing that is really interesting about us is like there is a bunch of us, like you said, it's kind of like a marching band, but just like a marching band exactly, we all have like special talents and roles that we bring to this team. The reason why there's so many of us is because we all handle. There's a lot that goes into throwing these shows on from the back end to during the shows to set up to load out to all the money that goes into it, and we all just have different talents and parts of this, and it's kind of like what we've done in our experience, and we kind of made a collective, and we all know how to do this, and we all work together very well. We've become a pretty close integral team, and like everything kind of just flows, and that's like really nice. We all have the same we all have different visions, 100%. Sometimes it gets a little like crazy, the directions that everyone thinks that everything should go, but at the end of the day, we all really have an agreement that like this is just something that we really want to provide for the community.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite parts about us is exactly what you just said. We're all so diverse in our own visions, and we're also diverse in our own musical tastes when it comes to this style. But we're all very consciously able to come to a consensus that this is like what we want, and we go forward with that. And we do it in a way where like everybody eats. Like we all get to see a little bit of our favorite acts. We all get to bring in names we want to bring in. Everyone has like equal input and equal output through us, I guess, which is really cool.
That's the greatest thing about this group is we're all able to speak freely and give our opinion to the fullest without anybody backlashing on it or giving a disagreement or something. We all have our disagreements, but we can all come down and collectively agree on something in the end to make stuff happen.
Yeah, I think one of the best things about us is just our communication. We're all very good at communicating with each other.
That's key.
Except for when Mark wants to call me a million times.
Oh my gosh, Hunter hates
talking on the phone.
Hunter hates talking on the phone, and I hate texting endlessly because I'm like, I have 6 questions. I'm not going to ask this and what. And he's like, I'm never going to answer. I'm like, okay,
Is that
whatever, man.
Is that why I said dad on the back of your shirt last night? You're the dad.
I'm just like, I mean, I think I got the dad title just because like I'm like kind of like tried to put this all together, and I definitely take the managerial role. Like I do all the like back end booking and talking to them and the coordinating and stuff like that. I mean, not to say that other people don't take major roles in that stuff, but I always ask people. That's just your role. I always ask people, and then I'm like, hey, Hunter, do the budget, and then I'm like, here's the other budget that I actually did anyways.
Yeah, he'll be like, can you get me a spreadsheet? And I'll do a spreadsheet. And he's like, this is what it should look like. And then he'll send me a spreadsheet. I'll be like, okay.
Just send it right
like
back
me.
to him.
So it's, I just like, I definitely get the dad role because I'm like, even at the shows, like I know like people are like asking me shit. I'm like running around trying to make sure everything's okay. Like, you know, I mean, I definitely still have a good time, but like I definitely like have that like role in the group.
It's kind of just collectively respected between all of us because Mark's the one that pretty much basically brought us all together. So it's kind of like just respected that he's like the lead, essentially, even though we don't really all have like lead or that role.
Yeah. It's not to say my opinion. I definitely, it's not like I like put like a brass fist down. I'm like, this is how it is. Like, it's still definitely everyone is 100% even footed, but it's nice because like it's just like I said, it's common respect that I'm just like kind of like I'm running the shit because someone's got to do it. Someone's got to pull everyone together, make sure everyone's on the same page and stuff. And I definitely like feel like I do that role pretty well.
Lying.
I think
He's lying. He acts like King Kong.
take the
Yeah,
microphone away from
He
that guy.
slams his fist down on us.
I think that kind of speaks to the base community as in general, just a very accepting, easygoing. I don't know anybody in the base community that is a mean person. I speak just a little bit about that.
Wow.
And just like that. That was a great podcast.
I love you, Josiah. Don't worry.
I love you too.
Wait, can I cuss on here?
Yeah, you can do
Oh,
it.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so basically, this is your podcast. We are just hosting your episode. So as long as it's not obviously things that you shouldn't say.
Way to damage our brand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no Patriots fandom allowed.
Yep.
Or
Fuck Tom Brady.
Fuck Tom Brady.
but then everything else is pretty much free reign. There you go.
All right. Well, to answer your question, I feel like there are inherently bad seeds in the community. There are bad seeds in every walk of life. But I feel like something that makes us very strong as a unit is we identify those bad seeds and then expel them from being involved, at least on a behind-the-scenes role. Obviously, we're always going to have people come to our shows that don't have the best intentions at heart, but you can't do anything about that.
Can't have the bad without the good, man.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
kind of how
But-
it goes.
With our close-knit circles, and we each have like our own little groups of friends that kind of come out and support us at these shows, which is cool. And it's kind of brought us kind of closer together. But with all those circles, like, I can't tell you a single person I've met through these guys that they've introduced me to that I've been like, oh, I don't like that guy. That guy's a shady character. They're all very genuine, good-hearted people.
So like I think another reason why that like this like group kind of works pretty well together is one thing is we like have never been a company trying to make money. There has never been a search for a profit. It has always been how fucking crazy can we make this show? How big can we make it?
Over the
and
top.
just break even. Where I'm always like, hey guys, can we like how do you guys feel about losing $100? I'm like, just 100, you know? Like, so like just for example, this like upcoming show, like we barely were like, I was like, okay, we got to get this booked. We took like a hit on the venue cap. So it went down to 100. So like, I'm like, we're definitely not going to make money. And as soon as we got it booked, I was like, how can I add another artist to this? I'm like, guys, I don't want you to have to spend 150. Let me figure this out. I'm going to try to add another artist. Just trust me. Like, played around with stuff. I opened a credit card that's to get a cashback bonus to try to expedite the loss. I'm like, okay, guys, we got some more play money. So
You
like,
sound
it's
just like me. That's how I was with my venue. It's like I didn't care about making money. It was about the artists and it was about the people that came to the shows.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
So,
all for. It's
That's
all for
always
them.
been our vision is we do it for the people. We are a company for the people, by the people, and ran by the people.
So it's not like driven by like, oh, we have to get this artist for the cheapest price to do the little show to make that. It's always like, how can we do this just to barely skirt by? It's always like, we're always like, okay, well, we need this much to sell to make profit, not even to make profit usually, but to get by. And it's usually like, at least it was for, at when we were at the Fallout, it was like, sellout was like,
Break
literally
even.
break even. And like whenever like you know we were getting in there, it's like how do we know I'm not taking advantage of how do I know I'm not being taken advantage of? I'm like, we're not making any money, man. We're not like we got nothing to like shoot. I was like, you have all the profit, man. Like I'm just here to like have fun.
Exactly. I think what is really cool about that kind of vision we all started with, and we all kind of, when we first sat down together, 8 months ago and talked about this, was that we all shared that. We didn't care about the money. And now we've gotten to a point where the past 2 shows we've thrown with that mindset in mind have actually made money. So I think that's cool. Yeah.
I mean, that leads into my next kind of point is that you guys are pulling numbers in West Virginia, which generally does not sell out
It's
anything.
weird.
It's a crazy
It's
deal.
kinda
You sold out your
Like-
first 2 shows, and then, I mean, for reasons you're not at the smaller venue now, and now you have a bigger venue. You sold probably more tickets than you ever have last night.
Yeah.
Oh, we definitely did. I think we all talked about that earlier, is that it was the biggest event any of us have ever individually been a part of, as well as like as a group been a part of, at least in a complete behind the scenes role, like a show we all collectively threw. So that was really cool. It's a cool feeling to see all that.
Yeah. It's the highest out of all the shows I've thrown with Charmaine's, through my own company, and with Just Come. It's the highest amount I've ever sold. And it's the high in 2019 was a ride for us and for me personally. Like, I was hitting higher numbers with getting people in the door than I have in years before. So it's been a really awesome time.
So I've got a question for each of you. Long term. Is that Quinn? What is
I
that?
think that's a vacuum cleaner.
No, there's nobody upstairs.
Maybe Quinn is running the vacuum
I
cleaner.
don't know.
The
Sounds like
ghost
an
of
alarm.
a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Silence.
I don't know. Anyway,
Sounds
Wait,
like
the
an
bass
air
is
raid
about to
sound.
drop.
Yeah.
Hold on.
but anyway, like long-term goals, like where, like, do you have like a 5-year, 10-year plan? If not, like, where do you see the company in 5-10 years, or have you thought that far ahead?
That's
And that's pretty
that's
much
a
for
really
like
good
each of you.
question.
that's a really tough question. I mean, I think the problem is that a lot of us like are in Morgantown either for school or, you know, not necessarily forever. Not to say some of us aren't sticking around, but I think that no one knows exactly what we're going to be doing, not even in 5 years, in the next year or so. Like, I graduate college and I graduate law school and I'm going to be moving West Coast. Like, I mean, I think that Hunter's thinking about moving. Dave is going to be moving. You know, I assume Sarah's going to be moving. So I think basically it's going to change, you know. I think just like any company, it's going to like have change of management. We're just going to see where it goes and try to keep it like what it was and hand it to people we know will care about it and do well with it, you know.
Yeah, I will definitely agree with a lot of that. I think it's really hard for me to see where this individual project will be in 5 years or 5 to 10 years. Would I like to keep doing stuff like this on a more long-term basis? Absolutely. I think a lot of us do. But as far as Just Come Presents and as far as Morgantown, I think that's a conversation we all need to have kind of soon, because we got a lot of change coming up here.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I don't think any of us, like, at least me, like, you know, for me, I was like, I just want to do something. I just want to make stuff happen. I didn't really care for how long or how long. I mean, as much as I'd love to stick around here, you know. I mean, like, who knows what the future will hold for like any of us. But like at the same time, like it's always me. Like, I just want a fast car. Let me drive it, and whenever I'm gonna like, I'll drive as fast as I can. And whenever I want to get out, and get out. You know, I think we're all gonna just like do it till the wheels fall off. And I think all of us have a passion for this, and we've been doing this before. We're gonna keep doing it after, and who knows where it may take us, you know? Like,
Might take you countrywide, worldwide. That'd be cool.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. John is definitely planning on making bigger moves. He's getting like a festival stage, and like I think that, you know, we're a great team, and I think, you know, maybe we could pull something together. Who knows what you might see next summer? But like that's a little crazy to think about, but who knows, you know? Sky's the limit with us.
Yeah.
We're always thinking about something crazy to do. I'd love to have a little shindig this spring out at Blue Hole, you know, just have a little homie fest, kind of just like drag whatever we can out there. It hasn't happened for like a couple years, but it was fun. I'd love to like rent some boats out or something, do something out there. I even talked to Cooper's Rock about like letting us have their campgrounds. Talking to the state trooper about that was really interesting.
Oh, I'm sure.
But
So
yeah.
part of the with like the company and stuff like that, I don't really know if there's a specific like long-term direction that we like thought about, but I think like what's more important with it is just keeping the scene alive in Morgantown. And the name might change, but we just want to keep, you know, keep the scene there. That's really the most important thing.
We were talking, you guys have proven that there's a demand for the bass scene in Morgantown.
It's kind of it's weird. Like we've kind of like somewhat set a precedence. Like unlike I've seen before. I mean, even like I don't know. Like I guess you guys can either attest about it happening at Main Stage or 1, 2, 3 or not. But like people were like calling the venue. Like, people show up at doors to get tickets for their friends and stuff because they think we're going to sell out or they want to be a part of it. There's a lot of like clamoring around town like I haven't seen, and like people talk about us. Like, it was really cool. Like Adam Payne like is a like awesome dude who runs the music at 123, and like he's like helped a lot of us out as far as like getting us into a venue and like doing that. And he even wanted to come check out what we were doing, and he showed up and he dug the vibe that we had down at Fallout, and like that like means a lot coming from him, and like a lot of people really appreciated what we did. We've got a lot of thank yous from the community, and like this is what like we need, and like people know our name, and it's kind of weird to think it's
a cool feeling.
It's crazy to like like I showed up in this town in 2011 just like going to shows, and like now I'm on the top of the 123 poster for a whole month.
No.
Oh yeah.
Like that was
dope.
It says Just Come Presents Django, like, and that's going to be on there for all the other shows are there, and this is like, it's kind of weird to like wake up and like be like, you're the one that's like doing the stuff that everyone is going to now. It's cool. It's cool to provide something and that everyone wants to go to. Like people come out for it, and it's an awesome feeling.
That's definitely the most rewarding thing for me, is to just see everyone just get down at our shows, lose their mind. It's something cool to me because when I first got into this kind of music and stuff, it was because of Bass Nectar and like his outrageous production and his just like over the top delivery of like his content. And I think we're able to provide something similar in that, where we're able to put a platform that's just completely over the top, very intimate, very like family vibes. Everyone's got a smile on their face, and it's a crazy rewarding feeling. And to have people like not only locally but nationally see that and recognize us, like we're getting these artists that we're booking that are just like
Jenga asked to play for us.
Yeah, like he hit us up. Like we have these national acts that are like, we want to come and play for you guys. We love what you're doing.
First headlining event, we hosted Jenga's first headlining event for him, and like all the artists, like they love what we have going on. It's humbling to hear that these people who come out, who play shows all around the country, say we really fuck with what you guys are doing. We really like the vibe. Like like Django was telling me, he's like, he's like, hey, you've only done 3 shows. He's like, you guys seem like you've been doing this a while. He's like we constantly get compliments from the artists about our group, like what we curate, about like what we're doing, the attention to detail. Like like they come and they're like, we're gonna tell our managers, like, keep like sending them people. People really like what we got going on down here, and it's really cool. Like people show up. I've never seen so many people show up so early for shows at that too.
I know, especially in Morgantown.
Especially like
it's hard to get people out in Morgantown before 11 p.m.
Oh, absolutely.
All day, any day.
And there's people there at like 9 or 10. Like, cause I'm talking to people who are like doing doors, and they're like, oh man, like I don't even care about playing doors. Like you have a better audience than like what people have at big cities at like 10 or 11 even sometimes.
Yeah. And
so I'm like, that's like, it's pretty cool. Like one thing we like do is we definitely try to keep the talent on there fresh. Like, we love to like support the locals and get them on the lineup. But one thing we do cater to producers and people that are actually bringing flavor and like something new. We get a lot of regional acts in here, and it's really cool like to have people like get to debut their talent in this area.
I mean, I know I ran into Mr. Todd like over in the corridor, and I was like, hey man, how are you? And he's like, I just got off the stage. I was unfortunately late to the show and I missed his act, but
it was great.
I
loved it.
I was excited because I've known him for years, and just to see you guys not only bring in the national acts like you talked about, but emphasize the local scene as well, because that's kind of what we do here. And if the local scene grows, then it's going to be here for a long time.
Yeah.
The local scene is always important, no matter what. It's always something we're looking to definitely, throw out there and make sure our people get exposure to,
Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, Jenga can go back and say, hey, I played with this guy back in Morgantown. We should pull him out to, I don't know, Pittsburgh, Columbus, and then they get their name out there too.
Yeah.
There is no national scene without a local scene.
Facts.
In reality. Everybody starts somewhere.
I wish more people believed in that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's hard to get people out. For local shows, it definitely is. Right. But that's still something that we're going to provide. Like it's something that like the 123 wants us to do, and we're going to keep throwing like as our big shows, but we're going to throw smaller shows, and like give the people a chance to come out and play and showcase their talent. There's a lot of talented people came out. Like Ian just put together a local showcase in the winter, and it went really well, in my opinion. It was really cool to see some of these locals. Like I really am not a fan of trance, but this Cypherix guy, oh my gosh,
Fantastic.
That kid is
it
mad
was
talented.
like I have like he's definitely one of my top 3 people if I could in West Virginia like that if could make it in music. He's got like real talent. It was really like cool to get to see like this guy that I would never have gotten to see before.
Yeah, and shout out to him for coming out last night.
he
too.
came out last night.
He was running
man.
the lights and the visuals with John. That was sick.
He also played 100% original set.
Original
That
set,
blew
yeah.
me
That's
away.
awesome.
With,
I listened to
with
his
the,
mix.
with the LED helmet that he had built from scratch by himself.
Yeah,
Pretty
that kid
badass.
has such
That's
an
awesome.
amazing vision.
Yeah.
Like he is from
He's
start
in it
to
to win
finish.
it.
Oh, absolutely.
He's
Like,
like
yo, let me help you
he's
get
very
famous.
young too.
He's so young.
He's in high school, isn't he?
No, he's in like
He's
second year
in college.
He's fresh out of high school.
He's got his last. He's in his last year now. But that was actually Kayla that found him, like Katana. She they both go to Fairmont State, and she found him just like he was working on music in like I don't know, it was like the library or something, just one of like the school buildings. She was walk up, she's like, "Hey, what are you working on?" And like he was literally just making music in the middle of campus, and that was how. And she introduced him to pretty much everyone. So.
Was he wearing the LED helmet in the library?
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice.
Oh, in the library? I thought you meant on stage. Maybe though. I don't know.
I mean, that would make me go up and say hello for sure.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No, we actually had Katana on
Oh, yeah.
probably about 6 or 8 months ago. Yeah. I've known her for not really like close, but we worked together 7 or 8 years ago, probably. So it was kind of cool to
she's a
see
good
her.
friend.
Yeah, I noticed that she was at the show last night because I was on my Snapchat earlier and saw videos from it.
Yeah.
So you guys have been, like you said, you've given pretty much. Have you sold out every show that you've done so far?
We sold out the first 2 in the Fallout.
That was 150 cap, I think.
That was 150 cap. That was Smith and Mize for our first one, and we had Morphic show with Engix, and I'm blanking on Maroc.
Maroc.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
Sorry, Maroc. No
fire.
offense. Couldn't
Names are hard.
head.
I'm okay.
And then we had a local show at 123. We didn't sell that out, and then the Jenga show. We would have sold out if it was at the Fallout like it was originally supposed to be at, but we didn't sell it out. But we did do great. We did do really good at the 123. We had about 2/3 of it, so that was really cool. So we're definitely going to sell out the February 7th one with that's the one we
yeah,
just announced
easily.
yesterday. A little
I'm so
plug.
excited for that.
That'll probably
Yeah.
be our fastest
We got
sellout, in my
February
opinion.
7th. It's Prophet, Angelic Root, and then we're bringing we're bringing Black Carl as a special guest, and
That's
then we
super
got
hot.
Gaines
And
and
Shatta.
Shatter Music for regional support. So it's a full. We're
It's-
gonna have full production. We're taking over the Retrotique, which is like a really
Yeah.
cool like vintage store, and Jillian Kelly is a really cool person. She does a lot for the art scene in Morgantown.
Yeah.
I love what she does and like her vision on things. You know, she's like kind of like us. Like she just really wants art to thrive in the area, and it's not about money for her. She runs a lot of nonprofits, and I really respect that. So it's really going to be cool, and she's going to let us like basically take it over, which is what we love to do. I mean, we love the DIY drag and drop. Like, let us come in, we'll make it really cool, and then we'll disappear like it was never there.
Yeah. I think what excites me the most about that show is just the vibe we're going to be able to curate. It's going to be such an intimate, like, family,
Well, we
like
only got
100
what we
people.
set
100
out to do.
tickets.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we've people have been
Yeah.
buying tickets. I'm sure that they're going to be flying off the shelves. We're getting hard copies. Like there's no doubt this one is going to be sold out. This one is going to be a fucking slapper.
It'll probably
Oh,
be
it
our
is.
fastest sellout.
I think we're sold
Plus,
out
Definitely.
well
plus
before
we
the
have
show.
our full
announced?
production, speakers
Oh,
and all
yes.
from Subaquatic.
Oh,
so.
all the
I'm so
subaquatic
happy
sound.
to get the JBLs back on
Oh,
and the
me too.
DOS. It's gonna,
Cannot
it's gonna
wait
be
to hear
banging
the
in there.
subwoofers.
And this isn't like a sellout at all the people came for the main event. You guys, I was at the second show at Fallout, and you guys emphatically sold out before the doors like almost even
yeah.
opened. It was people were getting turned away at the door because they were irresponsible and didn't call you guys ahead of time.
Which is a
sucks.
badass feeling. It's kind of like
it is
Yeah.
honestly pretty empowering to just be like, I'm sorry, you shouldn't have slept. especially like people you know and who have been in the Morgantown scene for
You
a
can
while.
get me in though, right? You can
No,
get
like,
me in.
you can get me
just
in.
get.
Come
also,
on, you
it
can
just
get me in.
it
There's a
annoys
fire
me.
code. I'm sorry.
It kind of does annoy me the people that like want to be your friends now that like didn't care about
Oh,
you before.
yeah.
I'm like you act like you would like you wouldn't talk to me before, you wouldn't care about my name, but now you're like, oh, you have something to offer me, something. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Dude.
Like, let's just be real.
Who's
Like,
that fugazi?
There were so many people that were like that. Like once we closed the doors of my venue, haven't heard from them since. But whenever I was there, they were just like my best friend. It was like almost like they wanted something or wanted to be like, you know, around me just because of, you know, it was like,
I've never wanted to be around you.
You can see
nobody was.
You can definitely see the snakes in the grass, though.
Yeah.
You know what
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean? Like
Keep on
it's
mowing.
all good. I mean, it's a good feeling though. You know that people like at least want you for something. But I'm like, you'll never get this.
You'll never get a piece of my dad. Never.
What's all your dad? What's the rest of your names?
Okay, we'll go around. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we'll
go around.
Mark's dad.
I'm Bills. Last name's Billsma, so everyone calls me Bills.
Oh, sometimes I go by Milo. Just don't worry about it.
I was given Space Boss.
I'm Stagecraft.
I'm the Mad King.
And
I could see
Dave is Rave Rabbi.
Yeah.
And then we got Nick is the intern.
Yeah, Nick
Because
is our intern.
Nick was not a part of the original crew,
Mm-hmm.
and we just had a lot of people that were interested in helping us out, and I mean, a lot of people in this community. It's like this is a completely community driven project. Like everything is done like in house. Like, you know, John, we found John and became good friends with him, and he definitely hooks us up, and we definitely hook him up with like lots of jobs and other stuff like that, and we've like expanded his business and his ability to grow. And you know, like our boy Justin, like he rents us the CDJs. Our girl Charlie, she makes the posters for
Shout
us.
out Charlie on the fire.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Charlie
Seriously,
always hits the slaps
And then
on our flyers. Her art is
Grayson
amazing.
always hooks us up, taking
but-
photos for us. It's a really great thing because this is really a community-driven project, and I think whenever you get everyone involved and everyone doing a part of that, everyone feels like they have a place there and like they're important to make it happen. So it was really cool to have that, and there were a lot of people that were interested in helping us, and like it wasn't even necessarily that like we needed help, but like Nick's a good guy, and he was there, and he's like, let me just help carry stuff. You know, he didn't want anything in return. He just wanted to help out. Like I've known him for years, like, and he just is like willing to be there, and it was really like nice. So we ended up bringing him on, and that's why I call him the intern.
Yeah.
He like doesn't exactly like
He's
it. but
been
it's
bugging
okay.
me for he's been
Yeah.
bugging me for a long time to be a part of. Like when I was running my Raycraft Entertainment, he was bugging me to help out. So
Yeah,
So-
we all love Nick. We
Yeah, so
call
it
him
was
the
a-
intern because it makes him really, really mad, and it's really funny. But
like
we love you, Nick.
Dan likes to mess with me about doing like load in and load out. It pisses me off. So
I wouldn't
Yo,
call it
I-
messing around. Like I've never seen him pick up. Any
Yo,
people
literally,
load in or load out.
never
Like,
has.
That is
he's
such a
always got
lie.
excuses. He's got places to be.
He's
people
like,
to
I have to
see.
do artist hospitality.
This is
I
a
can't
loadout
tell you
either.
I hate
when-
you guys. I hate you guys so much.
I think he's like the intern that's going to take our jobs. So.
I know. Fine. I'm not booking any shows ever again.
All right, fine.
It's like the lead singer. I'm sorry, I can't carry that case. My vocal cords are.
Lead singer,
I'm gonna strain him.
lead singer syndrome is
You
real.
saw me do load out last time.
Oh, you did.
Whenever
some
you were
big
doing Christmas lights.
burger.
Are you seriously talking about taking down the Christmas
Winter
lights?
Man? No, no, no. I took
That is
down-
not load
You
out.
weren't there at the
Nah,
show.
I wasn't. I was in
It
Florida.
was the local show, Winter Mains, and I was in charge of the decor. So at the end of the show, I was ripping down all the bows and the lights, and I got done with that, and I was like, "Hey, Mark, I'm out of here, man. You enjoy the rest of this loadout."
I was doing the loadout. I did the loadout just fine.
Yeah, he crushed it. I had good work.
I'm about to get rid of
We
the
all just
truck.
need to be-
I'm in every load in and load out,
yeah.
regardless.
Please don't.
We all just give
my
each other
CB
crap.
can't carry the crap.
No, yeah.
Oh, they have you because you have a truck.
That's literally why I'm here. I'm just the dude with the
So
truck.
you just exposed us to why we added him to the team.
Who do we know that has a truck?
Yeah. All right, he's not like the worst dude. Like,
I think his
don't know
name's
him, but he does have
Milo.
a truck and get around.
Milo's got a truck.
Milo, I think.
Nah, that's my stripper name. It's
Oh, okay. I'm curious. I want to Just Come Presents name before the end of the podcast. I'm interested. I need one.
Romeo.
Ooh,
Wow.
That's a good one.
that means
Fire.
I die at the end.
I'd be scared to have one.
Does that make you Juliet?
That's what I was thinking.
I was
Yes,
thinking
sir.
that too, honestly.
I don't know.
What,
with a
Juliet?
name like
Yeah.
Daniel, it needs something powerful.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I can get behind the power behind the name Daniel.
Thank you. I'm glad you agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad that there's somebody here named Daniel because if not, that wouldn't have been suggested. So,
Cheers, mate.
he's
I don't know. We kind of all just collectively picked our names individually because when we were making shirts, we were like, what do we want on the back? And then
Hold on. I'm pretty sure you assigned a lot of the names.
Yeah,
Oh, I did.
Mr. Nickname
do you
Changer.
say?
I do. So
I did not pick that.
in our
Did not.
Discord
Piece of
channel,
shit.
I have admin privileges, so I changed everyone's nicknames in our Discord channel. It's really fun. Sometimes I'll get really creative.
It's good to be the king.
Oh yeah,
It
mine's-
really is. It is incredible to be the king.
I like Raycrafts a lot. Mine's Hung Dusk.
Yeah.
Mine's just been a joke that's been going
What
on
is-
for a
what is
long
yours?
time. Stagecrafts.
No, but it's
His in the
Stagecraft
group-
2.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh
in the
yeah,
group chat,
the
it's
Wrath of the
Stagecraft.
Base.
Yeah.
The Wrath of
What?
Base.
Little Star Trek
so
reference.
you've already owned a sequel.
Yeah. Ian's is
The sequel's never as good,
Windswept
though.
Ginger.
Yeah, that, which was your
You gotta
name.
throw 'em
Which
off,
is
you know.
confusing as hell.
Oh my gosh.
People will be like, "Hey, at Windswept Ginger, I need you to do this," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? I did that."
The
And
other
they're like,
day,
"No,
you
Ian."
were like, I messaged you. I tagged Ian. You were like, yeah, you said something to me. I'm like, that's not you. And you're like, fuck.
I know. It's funny. It was the King of Corn before it was.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was.
Dude, Ian put
Which I am the
corn
king of
and
corn.
ants on our after party flyer. Which don't make an after party flyer. Note to self.
Don't share the
It was
joke
supposed to be out
after.
the group chat.
Yeah,
Or coming up to me yesterday, being like, "Party at blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "That's my house. So how do you know where I live?"
Do you guys actually throw after parties, or was that just a fluke?
Oh,
We
last
always-
night was the
we
shit.
always have
We
it
usually have
in
like a homie
mind.
fest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've tried to, but the problem is a lot of places where we throw it, the cops like
Yeah.
bust it down. But actually, the place where we had it at was pretty all right because
It's
the walls
fire.
are hella thick and you can't hear anything outside. And even though there was way too many people there.
Now, going
It
back
was
to the
crazy,
flyer,
though.
this is from you. Where's the poster?
Oh, yeah.
Where's the poster? I'm going to outsource your job.
I did.
Dude, seriously, can you make this
Send it to
poster?
me.
I wanted
Do the
the
dumb
poster.
poster. Like,
He was hitting me up mad hard about it. And
I
I was
wanted
like,
the
nah,
poster.
Ian's got it.
I thought it
and
was
then I made
funny.
the poster, and you're like, it's good, but change it all to this.
You put pesto, and I don't like pesto. You ruined.
Because it's saucy.
We had to get saucy.
I thought Big
Had
City
to
Little
get
Town
saucy.
sounded
But,
funny.
yes.
You didn't want pesto, and it
sounds
turned out to
offensive
be
to
cream
midgets,
cheese. That was your
honestly.
fault.
What?
well, clearly you didn't
The
meet
midget
Big City
community.
last night.
I'd like
did-
to have a word.
I did like that we changed it to. I don't think we did, but we were originally going to put it to Just Came Presents. 'Cause it's Just
I
Come
thought this
Presents.
game percents was good. It
I
made
thought that
sense.
was fire.
But he put corn in the eye of our logo. 'Cause we all are heavy into some like meme pages because Ian is just like
He's
ruthless
the
on the
meme god.
internet.
The
So
Just Corn presents.
well, it was
That
because
actually, yes, we have
There
an
was a
alternative logo for
Angry,
that.
Yeah, we
Angry
do.
Reacts Corn, and then we joined this like group where everyone pretends to be an ant in
Oh,
an
honestly,
ant colony.
this is my favorite.
My
group.
brother
the best
Michael is
Ian-
in on
Yeah,
that.
I got
and
Michael in on it.
Ian
He
Oh.
was like, "Join it." And I'm like, "That looks dumb."
It's so much
Dude, we
fun.
got Django. We got Django to join. I want to see.
Yeah,
what
we
he
got
says.
one of our
Wait,
artists.
He's
he's
a
like,
young larva.
He was like, "Has anyone been an anteater?" I'm like, "Oh, you got a lot to catching up on to do." We got fucking Komodo dragons in there and stuff. It is wild.
It is.
Dude, Hunter fell
Just
in
a
really
moment.
hard. He spent
Dude,
like a
I'm-
whole day like.
I am
He
part
grew-
of the leading communist movement
He grew
in the
wings.
ant colony. I grew wings through a righteous self-sacrifice of saving several ants through the Great Tunnel Collapse right after the Great Wasp War.
Thanks, Ian.
Yeah, thanks,
Hey,
Ian.
hey.
Honey in the walls.
Honey
my
in the walls,
ass.
my ass, dude.
It
Your
reinforces- it
construction
makes it
project was
stronger.
supposed to help the colony.
It does help
Do you know
the
how
colony.
many of my
Lives?
dead brothers and sisters
lost a
I
leg.
dragged through the dirt?
Someone has to live with the burden.
While we're
welcome.
on this note, fuck Larry the Stink Bug.
Oh, you
I hate Larry.
He went there, didn't he?
You spent a day trying to get this poor stink bug banned from
Dude,
all the
he
groups.
was not poor. He was
No.
literally playing
Proletariat.
I brought the wrong
He was
notebook, but
planning
my other notebook
seditious
has a plan
rumors.
for the new tunnels. The new tunnels have like
Oh, yeah.
rain catchers, so when it rains, the water comes in, almost like an ash catcher, except for it catches water.
did wanna put our
We were
money-
done with tunnel floods. Our crumb tunnels keep on getting screwed. We did just build a brand new. It's a huge tunnel. It's like the equivalent of a human warehouse. It's our Nature Valley. Crumb
that's-
tunnel.
I support that
Nature
project.
Valley crumbs
It's nice.
are like
is nice.
ants' life source.
Yeah.
So we have a huge warehouse that's designated for Nature Valley. So
We did
plus
want
the
to
Queen
put
loves it.
the money
so.
into the shows, but we decided that
lost.
tunnels
This is better than Grand Theft Auto roleplay.
Just Ants presents.
Yeah. Hunter was pushing the communist manifesto really hard for like a day or two. I was
yeah.
worried he was going to get kicked out of the colony. Somehow he didn't, but I was like going
Because I'm
against him.
cool with the admins, bro.
Well, no,
the admins
I'm talking about the
love me.
regular. Oh yeah, you were like tagging them. You're like, hey
Yeah.
guys. You're like, they were like, who's in charge here? You're like,
These guys
I'm
are-
in charge, and this guy's in charge.
I have
love
so
them.
many questions. First off, do you guys have a rival grasshopper colony?
Okay.
I don't think so. There's
Wasps,
wasps and
wasps.
bees.
Fuck wasps.
Because I
Fuck
watched
bees.
A Bug's Life.
Oh, we sent
See-
the Komodo dragon to attack the wasps.
We did.
There's live watch parties for Bugs Life
It's like
multiple
our
times.
national
Actually,
God.
Every
for
like
real?
time it ends, someone
Yeah,
starts a
actually.
new watch party for it.
Is there a queen ant?
By the way,
Yeah.
All hail the queen,
Mary
first of
Antoinette.
Huh.
Marie Antoinette, sorry.
by the way, real quick, guys, thanks for the follow on Instagram. Just
Yeah.
saw that happened. So
Oh,
Ooh, look
Did
at
I-
that.
It's real now.
It's real.
yeah.
It's really real.
But
Are we
yeah.
gonna like make a relationship status on Facebook?
Yes.
Now kiss.
It's complicated.
Now,
it is complicated.
Well, they're all kissing now. What? This is really weird. What?
yeah, we all just for those of you that can't see, we all just like collectively kissed.
Can't see with an ant.
Mwah.
Can't.
Yeah,
Aw.
can't. You capitalize the ANT.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
always.
Just kiss percent. Oh, and we were talking about like we're like, what if we just like because he put ants on the poster. We're like, what if we just keep changing everything to be more ant or corn related? So we were like,
An ant carrying corn.
no, we're like, so we're booked angelic root. I was like, can we please just change it to angelic root? We're like, how did that happen? You must have sent us the wrong thing.
Oh no.
This is like meow.
What did
Like,
what did
right meow?
What did you send me earlier today, Ian? You sent me. I was like, can you update the flyer? So he puts like the date of the Prophet show, and he says the next day, 2/8, corn and the dancing ants. Like, can we? You could put that on there just to confuse people.
I was kind of thought about
You
it.
should. I would. I don't know. That's me. That's one of my thing that I like about the doing this company is like I'm just kind of like weird and like funny. So like I just get to do
Funny is
Dude,
not
you're
kidding.
not funny.
Yeah, no, that's a very singular opinion.
My bad. I'm not funny. I'm just weird. But I like to just like make like weird like memes or stuff like that, or just like fuck with people, and it like I'm like just gives me another opportunity to. So I'm
I feel like
okay.
you and I are like, related by,
Kindred spirits.
yeah, we're exactly the same.
Oh yeah, I feel this
Yeah.
deep connection with you.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
You guys
We
are
can make
bosom
it
I see
buddies.
it there too. The auras do collide very well.
These vibes are ridiculous.
There's like
the vibes,
yeah, I
bro.
thought I was the only one that felt the tension. I'm glad. What are you doing after?
Whatever.
Sorry, Sarah.
I'm a very single, lonely man. So
As well
I'm
documented
about to
on this
be.
podcast.
Sounds like you guys. Sounds like
it
you
comes
guys
up
have
every
big
episode,
plans.
so I had to bring it up.
Did you go to
Do you
the
want that
dentist?
to be your?
No, I haven't.
You probably say this
Friday.
to all the people that come on your podcast, though. I haven't listened, so I don't know.
No.
Ooh.
I've never made an advance towards anybody on the podcast.
Except for
Damn.
me.
Until today.
Except for
Ground
Sarah.
Syria.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Groundbreaking.
Wait,
2020. What a year.
2020. What's up?
Rolling
out
in
here.
like a wrecking ball. I think that's how. Just came. Presents
Just came
like a
in.
what?
Just came in like a wrecking
I'm
ball.
sure there's some kind of wordplay that
So
we can work on.
presents.
He came in
Just-
like a ranting.
Here's
ball.
some fun
Sounds
fun
like a sex
information about like our name
I
and
thought it was
stuff.
good.
So,
Yeah,
this is a fun
explain.
story. Okay, so I started like having meetings, like, and like I basically like went over to Ian's house and I was like, yo, like let me bring my boy Dan onto this. I talked to Raycraft and like I said, Hunter was like already like posting stuff too. So we all had this idea. We all wanted to like, for me, I was like, I'm gonna throw a crazy party and it's gonna be like actually have DJs. But they were like, okay, none of the managers for a DJ would like let come to a house. And we were like, warehouse. We all really wanted that warehouse vibe because we like that DIY drag and drop, that grungy kind of feel.
Real quick, not to interrupt, but
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're listening to this podcast and you have a warehouse in the greater Morgantown area, please,
Oh my
please,
God.
God.
Oh
we
yeah,
will
that
give
is
you
still our
anything.
ultimate goal
That
is
is
to do
our
a
goal.
warehouse party.
We would love to throw an
I'm
underground
just saying.
warehouse
Hit
party.
us up.
If I
So-
still had a venue, I would let you guys host every single one of your shows there
I
That means the
appreciate it,
world.
man.
for nothing. I
So-
wouldn't charge you to host them either. But
So our thing,
We make you lots of
was
money.
that like we ended up like we ended up searching around and like I thought about doing fall before and we ended up like getting in there just because like I thought it was a really cool space and like the whole idea of our thing is like we didn't have any like thing to really like prove ourselves and I'm like I hate when people like you're like I tell people like I want to like you want to hang out you want to go do something and they're like oh wait where are you going like who's coming like is it gonna
Who's
be cool
playing?
like
Who's-
it's just stuff like that
yeah.
it's like our whole idea was like we're going to be throwing some quality events, bringing some people that you're not going to want to miss, and just come. just come see what the vibe is. Just check it out. And it just sounded good at the time. But shortly after, we realized that all we are is just come.
Yeah,
So we're actually like a semen reference. It was like a really bad oversight, and then we were like, and then I'm like,
we have the T-shirts printed,
and then I'm like, fuck it, and then we're like all like laughing because it just like says "just come" everywhere. It's like just come, but like
just come everywhere.
But like it
Just
like
come.
The intention was good.
it kind of works for us though. Like I just
Honestly,
hope
yeah.
that people don't think like, are they like,
We're just super
are they
horny.
just coming?
Like, honestly.
Your next
I mean,
T-shirt
circle
needs to just
jerks
be
are
us.
pretty normal in the meetings, though. For me.
So
And like that works.
that's why they take so long.
Oh yeah.
Our meetings are horrible.
Our
Took
meetings,
Wayne a little bit to
they've gotten
expose us.
progressively like longer and longer, like 2 or 3 hours now to get like, and it's like, okay, like it's not a meeting. It's like
It's a hangout set.
I'm usually done pretty quick, especially if you got me, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay, your next T-shirt.
And we're gonna end the podcast like that.
I didn't.
Thanks
That
for-
really
thanks
went
for
over my
tuning in.
head. Just saying, I don't get it, but it's okay. I missed it.
Wait, what
Oh.
was this fantastic T-shirt idea you had over here?
It's just a single sperm, but the tail of it says "just come."
That
your
sounds
next T-shirt.
incredible. We could get like them tie-dyed.
Could we do like a wrapped around like
Speaking
the
of the
chest?
Hunter, I've had a lot of people ask me about those shirts. Me and you need to start those shirts.
We really do.
and
We
sell
can
them.
capitalize.
Yeah.
No, I'm about that.
It
Okay,
says-
so I made him a shirt that says, I love podcasts and eating ass. And it's probably my favorite creation I've ever done. I
well-
ordered it after 15 minutes after meeting him.
Yeah.
I was like, he needs this shirt.
Yeah, I went to or after my band played a show at Buffalo Wild Wings back in the fall, and after we were done, we were outside. It was miserable. It was hot. I put that shirt on, and everybody was like, "Where'd you get that shirt? Can I get one?" I'm like, "We got to do something about this."
Wait, we can make that happen.
Yo,
we'll
while
talk more after this.
Yes.
While we're speaking about shirts, I think us at Just Come needs to start thinking
Oh,
about a
so
little.
many
People always
people.
ask us. It's kind of
so
weird.
So many people have asked us for
Stickers.
shirts.
People want to rep the
Stickers
set.
are fire.
Shirts. They want to support the homies.
Well, we gotta
And
like figure out if we're gonna like rebrand.
We need to rebrand.
I don't really mind. So like we just use my glass logo because like I go by Dust Glass, and then like we used my logo for that, and I kind of like took that logo and had like some like graffiti added to it, like graffiti like style, like says Just Come Presents on it, which I'm completely fine with using. I don't really care. Like, but at the same time, like people have like suggested that we try to go with something that's more of a new kind of thing as opposed to just like playing off of something that's like mine and already like established for my glass. I just think it's a cool ass logo.
No,
but, like,
I agree. I
I
think
don't
it's a
care what
cool
we
logo.
do.
I just want us to have a
Your own brand.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Something that they see it and they know it's you, and not
Exactly.
just associated with him.
I don't think
Yeah.
people associate with me in the first place. I don't think people like know
All
more
right,
about
Dad.
my glass name, or if they
Well,
do, I don't
no,
think they
that's-
associate that logo with it because no one.
Dude,
sees it.
every single
very
artist
true.
we've had come through though, you've blown them a custom pendant.
Very true.
That is true.
And then they always go and they take that pendant and they post it on their Instagram stories and they're like, "Thank
Oh,
you so
yeah.
much at Dust Glass." And then every artist clicks that, sees your page, and sees that we have the same logo as you.
So
actually,
you blow your own glass?
yeah.
Shanghai Doom actually shattered
fucking
their
awesome.
pendants. That
I
you
know they
gave.
did.
They were like, "Yo, fuck
No,
this guy."
only
Mark.
one of them. Only one of them did.
Oh, it was Andrew.
Because I like was messing with him the whole night. Anytime he was talking to people, I always be like, "Yeah, this guy like just really hated my." I made him this nice pendant, and he just broke it in front of me, and he's like, "Dude," but I already told him I'm gonna get him another one. I shouldn't mess with the poor guy. But yeah, so we were gonna rebrand, but we kind of like ran into some issues and stuff, so we kind of like put that on the back burner. But I do think we will eventually. If not, it's not too big of a deal. But we'll see what the horizon brings. You never know.
Have you guys learned anything about yourselves in the struggles of putting shows together, the first 3 shows?
Learn anything about myself?
I learned how much I love everybody that I started working with. Like before we started doing this, not like barely any of us were like super close, but now we're all like super close. And I think it was interesting for us to just like start this project up all together, and we've kind of grown closer, but people just automatically from the jump assumed we were all like BFFs.
Yeah, everyone
But
was
that's like something we've grown into. Like we really didn't even like each other that much before we started.
I still do
No,
now.
I kid.
Yeah, I don't know who he's talking for, but like on my behalf, I hate these guys. Nah, I love these. I love the group.
No, I think something we definitely learned the hard way is how scummy some venue owners can be. We,
Yeah,
we
it's
won't-
not.
we won't go there.
Well, let's not
not-
shoot shots here, but valid.
Also,
we've had
and-
people
and-
take shots at
Someone
lots
dragged
of
my
venues
name
around
through the
here.
mud instead of the company, which was kind of crappy too. But other than that,
It's okay. Rather you than us.
Wish-
you know?
no
cap. No cap.
I was just like, what? I just like didn't even say anything back. It's just kind of crappy to like try to put something out there and try to like work with somebody and then to like try to do that. And, like we like just honestly like tried our hardest to like work with
did.
them and like make it an equitable split and like make everything good. But like it was just some stuff that happened that out of our control, and then it was just kind of handled very badly. But
For sure.
it is what it is. Like,
And-
and we moved on, and then we've been doing great.
I was
We're
gonna
on-
say,
on a
it-
search for a new venue.
And the flip side of that, it's also shown us how amazing some venue owners can be, or people who run venues like Adam Payne,
Very true.
who really saved our ass with this
Yeah.
last show.
Really
shout out.
held us together for
Yeah,
Jenga, because
for sure,
otherwise we
yeah.
wouldn't have had a place to put it.
Hunter and I went up and thanked him. Even we said we like really appreciated what he did and like
Yeah.
helping us out. And
Gave
like,
him a little kiss. I was like,
He dropped a show that he was trying to plan to give us a spot.
yeah, that
That's
was really
fucking
huge.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool for like to have him like believe in our ragtag group of kids, like and like what we do and like what we bring, and like they're kind of like they 123 they cater more to the like alternative like scene and like the punk and the grunge and the metal, and like that's what they normally do, like especially for their first week back of school, because they can just pack it in and sell like beer and all that, but like they were willing to give us a weekend date, especially just to help us out, and it's really cool to have the community support, not just only from like the kids that are wanting to come to the shows, but to the people that are running the venues. Like we've had some other like venues like have interest in us throwing shows at their place, and people are excited to have us there, and that's a nice feeling to know that like they like what we're doing and they think we're bringing something that they want through to their place, because they think it's cool. They think the kids that we're bringing through are respectful, and that it's a good time. It's a good time for everyone involved.
Right, and I think Adam's known majority of us long enough and knows what each one of us can do, and he's seen it. Whether he's worked with us before or whether he's just seen the short time of what we have done, I think that he just definitely believes in us, which was nice.
Next time you talk to Adam, tell him to answer my messages. 'Cause I can't get my band booked at 123 for the life of me anymore.
Yeah, it's hard. Everyone's clamoring on the doors like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
us,
Oh, yeah.
So it's hard. Like even like for this February 7th one, we were like like asked him like hey, like would you be interested in having this? He's like, man, I can't do that so close. Like got a lot of other stuff going on. So like it's like we definitely understand. We appreciate it, and it's really cool. Like Adam and us, we collaborate on dates as far as like, because we don't want to be in competition. We like we want to see the scene thrive, and we don't want to have dates too close. So we tell him who we're gonna book. He asks us. He's reached out to us and asked even for him who to book. Like
That's a cool feeling too. And he's like, hey,
Yeah.
what is your opinion on this? Should I book this? And I'm like,
And it's cool because
So you're the culprit. You're like, I know that guy. Fuck that guy. He's
we definitely cater to a certain audience. We do like the underground bass scene, but it's like it's cool because there's definitely a lot of other types of EDM acts that we would like to get brought here, and a lot of stuff either too is like 123 has a bigger venue cap with a bigger potential, and it's like it's cool because like there's some acts like that we wouldn't book personally as a collective, but like we can throw to him, and I'm like, hey, like I told him about a tour that I thought like would do good, and he was like, yeah, I think that would be a good fit for here, and he's been going after it, and it's something that we wouldn't have done, but it's gonna be really cool for them there, and like hopefully we can help him make it a cool show.
yeah.
So you guys are doing February 7th at Retrotique.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's
our next show.
That is our next show.
We're
and
very
then
excited.
We do not know exactly when our next show will be. I think we're going to take a little break after this 2-show run to kind of recollect ourselves.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like bookings going on in the Pittsburgh area that it's a very saturated market. It went from being like literally like basically nothing going on, and then now there's like it's so many like left right everywhere you see. So we're gonna take a minute, like recollect ourselves, just kind of like do our own thing, and hopefully we'll be back in April and throw another show for the closeout of the year.
I was gonna say, I will say about April, if you're listening to this and you like our brand and you like the shows we bring, the thing we are trying to pull together right now is gonna be so freaking sweet if we can pull it off. I'm not gonna say who, I'm not gonna say when, and I'm not gonna say where, but if we can make it happen, y'all are gonna y'all are just gonna
You're
come.
gonna want to be there.
I definitely like want it to happen, but at the same time, I'm like, I just bought those 2-day Grizz tickets in New York that I want to go to, but I guess I'll go to my own show and whatever.
Hey, I went to Florida once. I didn't go to my own show.
You went to Florida once?
Yeah, just once.
Just once.
That's like a
But I
power move, though. You're like, I trust these people. I can go off and like handle my affairs.
Dude, Hunter is always like running around somewhere. He's like, guys, I can't be there. Someone's getting married.
Hey, that was out of my control.
There's a fire.
It was a great wedding.
He's like, I'll be there.
I came in a 3-piece suit.
Sorry,
to our
it's a
show
full
last
moon.
night.
I'll be a werewolf.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you look
that,
fire.
okay,
My
listen,
favorite
that one
is-
was rough.
My favorite is it's networking.
Yeah.
I'm
going to this
networking.
festival
All
to go
right,
network.
all right, yep.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah, we paid for him to network. No, I'm just kidding. We didn't pay for
You
it.
did not pay for me to go to Florida.
You did not pay for me to go to Florida.
I would have. I offered.
Did you?
I said, come with me if you want. I'll help you get there. I'll buy your festival ticket.
I don't remember that happening.
You
but
said, I can't.
I'll remember that for the next thing you're doing that I want to go to.
Take us all to a festival?
Yeah, take me to Deja.
Wait,
No.
I'm supposed to be hold on.
No,
Are you
let's
coming
go.
or
I would
what?
love to go to Deja.
Let's not do this right now. Like, come on.
not
come on.
now.
Not
we're,
now,
we're
guys.
nationally broadcasted right now.
Internationally broadcast.
Internationally.
Yeah.
Sorry, international
Well,
people.
that is international technically, but
We actually won an award for a top 10 local podcasts in the world.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
super high.
congrats, guys.
Number
Yeah.
6
Ooh.
out of,
Fire.
I think, a billion.
There's
We were
got-
featured
probably not
in-
a billion,
Probably
but-
not.
a billion.
I like
local
those high
podcasts.
numbers though, Josiah.
On
Yeah.
they asked me about it on Gurus. I was like, yeah, we were featured in Relevant,
said
Oprah
Oprah,
magazine,
yeah,
Playboy
Playboy.
magazine. I'm pretty sure.
The spread in Playboy was amazing.
Yeah,
by the way,
you were
Michael, you
fantastic.
really, or not Michael, I'm sorry,
You're-
Daniel, you really showed off.
Did
There.
you like that? My dad
Yeah.
bod.
Yeah, it was great.
Manual, more like it. That can be your name. That's your name on your shirt.
Or just
What?
more like it?
Manual.
Manual.
Why Manuel to Daniel?
Yeah, because like man, I don't know. Manly, I don't know. Whatever.
Wow, this is
That one.
let me handle
yeah,
the
that
nickname.
was.
This is why Hunter's in charge.
Yeah,
today.
that's okay.
All right, so plug your stuff. Where can we find you? You mentioned Instagram.
Yeah, Just Come Presents on Instagram. We got Just Come Presents on
Twitter.
Facebook and Twitter. I would like if you want hard copies and you want in the loop, you could always add us.
Yeah, you can add our personal
set
accounts.
our
we're-
names. We're on there. We're always posting. If not, you can go check out the pictures from the past events. You can creep and maybe find us.
Yeah, we're on everything.
Our Twitter's at Come Presents.
Yeah, because Just Come Presents was taken. So,
Screw them. By the way.
so our handle is at Come Presents. But
I love that.
guess
Our
that's-
handle is just come presents.
I really want to. Oh wait, there's that other group. Can I say that other group that wanted to work with us?
Oh wait,
Just because I want to say their name. They're a bird.
Daniel's so lost right now. He's like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh,
Can I say that name?
absolutely.
Okay, so
because- hold on, yeah, because we're for sure gonna be working with them in the future. That's
I just like the
a
name
decision.
because I think
What's their name? You
Just
guys are
Come
looking-
Presents an Electric Hawk because it sounds like.
Oh no, I love
it
Electric
sounds.
Hawk.
It sounds
Yeah,
a little bit
see,
like
we will be
Electric
working
Hawk.
with them.
Yeah.
So it's like Just Come Presents Electric Hawk. It sounds like a porn.
Honestly, it sounds like a 1980s hair metal band.
Yeah, right.
Just come presents.
Yeah, but
Electric Hawk.
Dan, you want to take the lead on that because you kind of got talking to them
Yes,
about that.
spit the fire.
Well, I'll just give a little intel on it. I got reached out to by one of the founding members, and they are a like-minded group based on the East Coast. And they want to do a bunch of like nationwide takeovers, and they want to use promotion companies like ourselves to take over and produce music events across the nation and really just bring up and coming artists, give them that spotlight, and they want to work with companies that are providing the spotlight already and make it even bigger, which is pretty freaking sick to have another company reach out to us and be like, "Hey, yo, let's get the dice rolling."
Yeah, we love rolling dice.
And we had some
have
people
dice.
in town like reach out to us about a venue possibly like playing there. We have like 2 venues that we're kind of looking at in town that we're hoping that we can rehouse into here for our April show. Both of them would be really neat based off what they're saying and what they're saying they could provide. So we're hoping that happens. If not, you know us, we're scrappy. We will make it work wherever we have to. We just definitely want a place where we can bring our speakers in. Is a hard thing.
That's our biggest thing.
We love 123, but it's like we want our sound system in there, and we can't bring it in there, which is fine, you know.
Yeah,
but
that's
like,
fine.
we like our sound. We're all like kind of like sound files, and we're
Yeah,
like,
we're all sound
if
snobs.
we could have like a Hennessy sound rig or like something like
Functions.
that, it's a function one.
Function
We would
one.
definitely be like happy boys and girls. But like, no, John's system is great, and
John's
we
JBL
love that.
slap.
So yeah, we're really excited for that.
Yeah, I feel like especially your
properly tuned too.
Oh, they
like
are.
the type of music that you do, you know, like you can go to like 123 as a band and you're going to get good sound, but the style of music is it can be completely thrown off if there's not enough bass. Or,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
Ian's
high
mentioned
ends.
before, when he plays there, like
He
he's
rattles.
mentioned- yeah,
Yeah.
he's mentioned how much like he like that specific style of music, like it's completely different than if you're gonna have a band in there.
Versus what I play, which is more like high dubstep and stuff,
Yeah.
where they play the low ends.
The low end 140.
Yeah.
That was a cool thing about like whenever I had shows there, like if I forget the guy's name, Cameron maybe,
Yeah.
did a show there and
Cameron and then Justin.
yeah, and he brought his own subs in because I only had one because you know that venue, you know the way it was set up, you only needed one for a
Yeah.
band. You know, it wasn't anything crazy. He brought those in, and it was just like I thought the floor was gonna fall in. It was dope.
It was a Mackie Dual 18, which
Yeah.
Justin now has.
Wow.
He tried to sell it to me whenever he was trying to get rid of it. Sorry, Ian.
I was gonna say, well, the system's set up for. I mean, the system's set up for bands. You know, it's like
Yeah.
like that. That's the right tool for the job as far as that goes. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, when we're working with music with such demanding, you know, we need demanding output. And,
Yeah.
that's why we like being able to bring in our own system is because we're bringing in we bring in these people that have like they're doing well because they have such a unique sound, but that unique sound needs the right tools to be delivered on.
Yeah. And the right sound person.
That too.
You know. So like
Definitely
if,
trust John to that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So at 123, do you run your sound there or do
We
they
don't.
run it for you?
We don't.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't run sound there. We do bring in the visual and visual aspect of it. But no, they have their own house guys
Yeah.
doing it.
Okay. Yeah, I
The
was
visual
sure 'cause I feel like
aspect's awesome, though.
It is, yeah.
like as a band, like I wish that I could travel with our own sound guy. A lot of places won't let you do that.
Yeah.
So I've had some really bad sound guys, like people that I've almost fought before because of
Yeah.
it. And I feel like especially like as a band, you can get by, I feel like with, in-house sound, sound guys or girls. But with your style of music, you have to have somebody that knows that style of music.
Yep.
Because it's not the same. So whenever I did sound at my venue for those few shows that I did, it was a learning curve because it's completely different. You can't run it like you do a band. It's a completely different sound. It's a completely different style. So I feel like having your own sound guy and a place where you can bring in your sound system and have your own sound guy is kind of, your ideal situation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I can do sound for DJs and EDM shows and somewhat rappers, but I can't do bands at all.
Really?
And I don't go anywhere near that because I'm an EDM and hip hop
Yeah.
person.
Rappers. I'm just kidding.
I love doing hip hop shows though. Those are so fun.
Hey, I did sound for K Camp and Da Baby when they did main stage.
I know I'm just messing because I made that song and I think I'm funny.
If you're into the hip hop
Yep.
scene, Culture on High is killing it in Morgantown too.
Send me that on the
Jenga?
Wasted.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing a really good thing too. They're like pretty much similar energies as us as far as what they want, but their scene is more hip hop focused. But like their events are picking up too, and luckily that we share a lot of the same. I mean, Morgantown's only so big, and our great area is only so big. We do share a lot of the same like fan base, and anytime the music scene's expanding in a good way like that, it's helpful for everybody. So yeah, Culture on High is worth checking out though too.
Yeah, you guys are promoting other people more than yourselves, but that's great though.
Yeah.
Can I
Just
say
the
for one
community.
that I'm disappointed that Jenga said that he wasn't going to perform if I didn't perform my song, and then he performed anyways.
Yeah, I was really hyped for you to get up there and spit some bars.
I was ready. Yeah.
I was gonna go up there in
He
my
was playing
suit
his
and, like,
music, and
amp
I
it
was
up.
like, "Oh, I didn't know you made music." I said, "I make music too," and so he made me play me my song, and then he's like, "You got to play it at the show, or I'm not going to perform." And I was like, "Tell the guys that." Yeah,
Yeah, you're really excited about that. He really let you down there, Buckaroo.
I know, right?
That sucks.
Sad day. At least you joined the ant colony.
Yes.
Yeah.
Join us.
We have a bunch of new larvae. This is gonna be a good, this is gonna be a good month for us.
Be a
We
great
have tunnel plans ready.
A
and,
good brood.
Yeah, David joined
Tons
the
of angry
communism group.
corn, and we're gonna be. This is good.
Do you think? No, I'm not going to say
Can we
that.
have a
Never mind.
wasted local larva?
Yeah, you guys can
Yeah.
join. We'll bring you into the colony.
Yeah.
The colony
Listen,
is
I
very
have some
accepting
pretty
if you
radical
weren't.
views, though. So if you align yourself with me, expect some flack from other members.
Well, I know Daniel's great at Minecraft, so we can definitely help with the tunnel
Ooh,
plans.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's Ian's
definitely,
department.
Yeah, come hit me up.
Ian's an engineer.
I'm an engineer.
It's like I like this is like
This is awful.
it's like 30% promoting other
Right? It's so
people,
awful.
50% ant talk.
It's definitely about 80% ant talk.
Oh my gosh.
And
We like to keep it that way.
we
That's
just
why
keep our priorities, where
Yeah.
they need to be.
honestly, 90% of our team meetings at this point have been just discussing ants and corn. So
Can you
Yep.
be Daniel can be an ant yeeter, like yeet? Yeah,
ant eater
an ant eater
with a Y.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh.
because we do not.
Ooh.
We don't fuck with ant eaters. They are the enemy.
It's an ant yeeter.
But if
So
you're just out here to,
I
They
yeet
could
the
do like
answers.
just gonna yeet
they could do
some ants.
10,000 ants a minute. Like
Wow.
that they're
that made
like
my heart drop.
Yeah.
Thinking about all those dead brothers.
all
and
of our
sisters.
dead brethren.
Just
It's
like
tragic. Lay
is
their
tragic.
antennas, rest in peace.
I just got word that we are good for the
Breaking news.
for the guest list for we don't have a guest list. It's literally us and workers. But we're always worried because like I don't understand like you ran a venue, so maybe you can give me some insight. So do the workers like the artists playing or people like that are working security, do those people count as like for the room cap?
Yeah.
So you have to consider them. Okay, that's what I figured. I'm like, they're technically in the room, so I'm
Yeah.
like, I do, but like, so we're good though. So
See,
we're good.
the nicest thing about my venue is that whenever we started the Main Street Cafe, the fire department was under investigation from Charleston. So we had one inspection. We had to do like a fire detector light or like one of the floodlights. And after that, they went under investigation. So the only people that were allowed to do anything and to like come in and inspect in Clarksburg was Charleston.
And they do not want to do that.
And they never came up.
I was gonna
So
say.
there was our very first show, and there was a few shows that we had went over the capacity. I think it was like 200 or something like that. And we had like 250 people, but it didn't matter because we knew that they weren't going to come by.
You saying that makes me feel a lot better about some things we've done.
But Morgantown's a
not
lot
spill
more
those beans on
strict.
the
Yeah,
internet.
we definitely slid by the skin of our teeth on the Morphix and Inject show.
It's kind of cool though. It's kind of like badass at the same
It
time.
is
I mean,
really
Like
badass.
we
It's like,
definitely
yo, we
like
got
do
away
stuff.
with it.
We've done stuff we like kind of shouldn't have done. But
Now you're making it sound awful. Oh my god, hold on.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean,
We're
anybody
not-
that's run a
we're not
venue has done
criminals.
that.
We just wanted our homies to come in.
Yeah.
We sold a couple extra tickets.
Yeah, just a couple extras, like 30.
Yeah.
Unless you're listening and you come check numbers, then we definitely.
If you're the
did
fire
it.
marshal, we sold 20 less tickets.
We actually, we kicked people out that night because we saw how crowded it was getting. So we
And
just
we're like,
randomly
yeah, you
selected
shouldn't
10
be.
people, and we were like, get
I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You gotta go.
Sorry, no money back.
They actually
People were sneaking into
they
our
played
shows.
Simon
Yeah,
Says.
that was a big problem our first
Yeah,
year.
Oh,
first
the
shows,
first show, Smith
people were
and Mize.
sneaking
People were trying to sneak in.
That was
That's
the cool
crazy.
feeling that people wanted to sneak into our show, though. I mean, it's cool that we created something so badass that people were like, I gotta get in. I gotta get in the building,
Got any
man.
more of those tickets?
Got any more of
man?
those tickets, bro?
Yeah, and just our second show, people were waiting out. I went to like put the sign out for like the show, and there was like a line of like 5 people just out there like waiting to like get tickets because they were like, "Got to get those tickets because it's gonna sell out." And we were like, "We aren't releasing any more till door."
Yeah, I remember when Josiah, he actually came to that show.
I did come to that show.
And he
I just
watched
came.
it sell out. Like, I sold
You were,
the last tickets
you were hanging out
as he
in
was
the
getting
lobby,
there.
weren't you?
Yeah, you're sitting up there.
Yeah, and
I
then
was working door when you were there. We were
a whole group of people rolled in, and Daniel's like, "Sorry," and he showed them the way out. Sorry, we're at the limit.
And then
should-
you know what's the best part about that was another group came in and I was like, I'm sorry. And it was somebody, I forget exactly who it was, but somebody that knows the majority of us. And they were like, come on, like, just let me in. Like, I won't do anything stupid. Like, I'll give you an extra $10. And I was like, nah, man, I'm sorry. Like, I really can't do this. Like,
Rules is
we're
rules.
At, I was like, we're at capacity. Rules are rules. And then next thing you know, Mark comes
I didn't
busting
know.
through the door.
I didn't see-
and
I
he goes,
didn't
hell yeah. Come on in, man. Like, just give me 20. Like,
You're
good.
that,
What? Just
you're
get
that
on in there.
asshole
Let's
that makes
party.
the other guy look bad, so
I
people
didn't
like
know-
you.
It was
Who
really
was
bad.
that? I want to know who it was. Was it Ryan?
It was
Yeah,
Ryan.
it was Ryan.
What? No, I walked
Yeah.
out
It
and
was
Ryan's like,
Ryan, no.
Ryan's
It
like,
was
hey
Ryan.
man, like we're like sold out, and like we were giving like homies some tickets, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, but I didn't know if I knew that Dan was like, fuck no, you can't come in. I would have had his
That
back.
makes Dan the mom of the group because he went to mom, got the answer they didn't
It was
want.
really funny.
Then they went to dad.
Yeah, because they knew they could get around
It
me.
was actually really funny because like Hunter and Raycraft were, and all the rest of them were definitely like, don't sell any more tickets than what we were gonna sell. And then they did anyways, like hush hush.
they
And
was-
I-
Oh, yeah,
and
that was hilarious.
I was
We
the
looked
only
at the
one that was
wristbands,
actually
though.
forthcoming. I was like, I'm gonna let a couple people in, and everyone else was like, nah. And then they did anyways.
Well,
But what-
Raycraft and I were up at the doors when that happened, and I looked at the wristbands and how they were numbered out, and we still had like 20, and it was like midnight at this point.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I kind of looked at him, and he kind of looked at me, and he kind of shrugged, and I was like, let's run it. And then we just sold a couple extras. You know?
Yeah.
But to bring it back to the Ryan scenario, what makes it even worse is once I got relieved from door duty, I went down and I was vibing out in the front of the stage, and Ryan comes up to me, grabs me by the shoulder, and he's like, yeah, man, like, I get it, you don't want me to be here, but like, I'm sorry, I'm here now. And I was like, dude, I'm sorry, like, you don't understand the situation, like, I'm glad
Following
you're here. Like,
orders,
enjoy
man.
the party.
Dude, I swear it was real. One thing really made me mad is I swear this one guy, we told him like you can't come in, and there was like a ticket on the desk. Like we're like you can't come in, this oversold. And then like he didn't go anywhere, and I swear there was just a ticket sitting on the desk in the lobby, and I think he just snagged it, and then he was like, I bought a ticket from some random person outside.
Ooh.
And like we're like, did you just grab that off the desk?
I definitely scalped the ticket. I
I was
sold it for
like-
like $50.
Smart. Put some money in your pocket, you know?
That's what we do too.
Yeah.
But they're actually not sold out. We're just like, you gotta pay this more.
No.
Yeah, we buy all of our own tickets through our ticketing thing. Then we Ticketmaster it up and just put them on StubHub
Yep.
for twice the amount.
StubHub is the way to go. Get
Unless
that
you're
bread, baby.
listening to this, February 7th, it's going to sell out. You guys better.
Better snag those
Get
tickets
those
before we
tickets
buy them all
now.
back.
Get those tickets before we do. Just scamming, baby.
Really though, I
Just scams
I really
presents.
think it would sell out like the week, like before the week. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Like
And it's-
hop on. Like everyone says this about every show, but really like this one,
one.
hop on.
Yeah, this
They're
one.
going
If
fast.
you
and
wanna
we're
go,
not gonna have
go.
like this is
Oh,
this
that's
is a
lineup.
small room.
Launch?
We do not have any leeway space. It's when we hit 100, we hit 100.
Dude,
and
even
it's
if you
done.
don't know who any of these people are, you're gonna want to be
Just
there.
come.
It's,
I mean,
it's
we
really
might
funny that
trust us.
we're pushing the sellout after we just talked about letting extra people into our
Well,
shows.
Oh,
but
no, we can't
We
at this
can't
one.
do
We
this
can't.
at Retro Tea.
That's what I was like messaging her about the guest list because like it was gonna be like I said, it's gonna be tight. Like we're gonna be like literally at capacity at 100. Like
Yeah.
we can't let more people in.
We announced the online campaign and got the Eventbrite running for the show today.
we got mad
and we
lights
already
and
have
stuff.
a couple of ticket purchases through the Eventbrite
Yeah.
day of that
Pretty
we
much
announced
right
it,
away.
which is pretty badass.
We keep selling more and more tickets
Online.
online progressively through each show.
Pay
Like,
those fees.
Yeah, I mean, we have hard copies though. If you guys are in town, we have hard copies.
Don't pay those
If you
fees.
guys know us and we know that you're good for it, we'll let you Venmo us or other stuff like that. We'll lock you in.
But
at the
don't
ticket
show
price.
up on your neighbor's porch and meet the
Yeah.
dog because that's what I did.
Yeah.
I rolled into
Oh
your
my
house,
gosh.
but I definitely rolled into your neighbor's house and met the
Please
dog.
don't do that. We're not. No one come to my house or Ian's
Please,
house.
no one ever come to
I was
Mark's
gonna
house
say,
again.
Or Dan's
we had people
house.
come to my house last night. I do
People
not
just-
have after parties after every show.
People
Like, my
show
roommate,
up.
my roommate sent me a message or just told me this morning too that literally last night people were just on my porch.
It's crazy. People
I was
show
like,
up at
don't
our houses.
don't go to my house.
They're like,
please.
"Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at?"
Yeah, please never come to my house. I know it's a hike and y'all would have to drive 45 minutes from the venue, but if my dad sees a bunch of people rolling up, you're going to get probably shot.
What
Yeah.
I'm hearing is
Yeah.
next after party at Hunter's.
Yeah, come to my house.
And then we won't
gonna
have
be
any
a
problem with
massacre.
venue capacity
He
because
has a
all of our
pool.
people will be dead. But
Okay.
morbid.
It's a very, like you said,
Don't come.
morbid
Don't come
way.
to my house.
Don't come presents.
Don't come.
Don't come at my house.
Whoa.
But join
Don't
our
come
ant
presents.
colony.
That's what I
Yeah.
said.
Join our ant colony. Follow us on all our socials. Stay tuned. We love what we do.
And we love you.
Yeah, and we kind of love you. He loves you more than I do.
Dude, I always like anytime I get on stage, I always just like flip everyone off at the end. I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself.
I always make hearts when we're on stage, and I look over at Mark, and he's like, "Thank you so much."
I'm like, fuck you.
I was just listening to Chris Hardwick. I don't know if you know who he is, but his podcast on the way here, and he was talking about how guys have like this weird moment where they like hang out, have a good time, but when it's time to say goodbye, you're like,
It's like, what do you do?
you're like,
You kiss.
dude, yeah, that was actually a suggestion, but they're like, how do you like say goodbye to your guy friend? You don't like hug, or you just like,
No, I hug
but
my guy
they,
friends.
They decided
hug
that the
aggressively.
best way to do this is just say, hey, you're special to me, and then leave. So I want to start doing that.
We're gonna start doing that.
You're really special to me. And then
At the
That
end of all
seems
of our
like-
shows, we're just gonna get up there and be like, "You're special to us,"
there you
and
go.
then walk off. And then Mark's gonna be like,
I'm uncomfortable flipping everyone off.
All right. Well, this has been Just Come Presents.
I just came.
Just Come Presents.
We are just
Came into these mics a little bit.
You're very special to me.
"Oh, are we going with? Wait, did we ever establish a nickname for Daniel?
No, we didn't.
Because Manuel's not good enough.
Would you stop?
I mean, it's not a terrible name. It's not the worst name I've
with
ever
something
heard,
better.
but it might be the second
It's
worst
better than
name
what
I've ever
most
heard.
people call me, though.
What are we?
What's
what
the
are-
name of your band?
After Atlas.
What are the thoughts on
Let's
Daniel
call him.
Boone?
Daniel Boone.
See, I got that growing up because my last name's Bonner, so it was kind of like, pretty easy.
Bon.
Have you ever
I
been
don't know.
called Daniel Boner?
He has.
Wait, your name is Daniel Bonner?
So
That's so,
creative.
weird. I had a professor named that. Same exact
Definitely
name.
not the same guy.
That's why I'm like, that's so weird.
He's definitely further ahead in life than I am. So
I don't know. I think we ought to just stick with Juliet because we have you over here.
Romeo.
Honestly,
Juliet.
Juliet had a lot of power, so it resonates
True.
with Daniel because she pretended to die and killed Romeo because of it. Because Romeo was like, "Oh my God, she's dead. I have nothing to live for." And I think if you were to ever to pretend to die, I feel like Josiah would take that course of action. He
Deny
would be
thy
like,
father
"I have
and
nothing
refuse
left
thy
to live
name."
for."
I don't know if I would.
I don't
do that.
know. After I beat him in fantasy football, I think he was pretty much done with me
I
as
still
a
like it.
person.
I think.
What if we call you Omar? That's your name. Omar.
Omar.
Yeah.
Just reminds me of Omar Epps.
When you come at the king, you best not miss. Sorry, nobody
No.
understands the Wire references here.
No,
I'm old, man.
Romeo
I'm
and
okay.
Juliet?
Yeah, I'm okay with Juliet.
Thanks for having
I'm
us.
just thinking the two.
Oh
next
yeah,
best
thanks
song.
for coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love just coming.
We always come. We'll always come.
Honestly, generally, I just want to say that it's like a crazy feeling to go for such a period of time during our shows with like a smile never leaving my face.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, just like during any given day, like how long does your smile last? You know what I mean? And like I go through our shows and that thing does not ever come off my face. Like, and I've worked just as long as these guys in like with music, but more on the promotion side. I've promoted for companies on the East Coast, plenty of them. And so that's why I kind of took over like the promotion and marketing role for us. And this project we got here has definitely been my favorite one just because it's so intimate and it's kept a smile on my face the entire time. And this is a group of people out of all of the companies I've worked with that I actually spend time with and get to know. And it's just a wonderful thing. So
We're definitely a family. I'd really like to
Yeah.
thank you guys for like really supporting us. We couldn't do it without the community. We appreciate you guys a lot. We appreciate you guys coming together and coming to our shows and believing in us to bring stuff to Morgantown that people
Yeah.
want to see and
Yeah.
coming out and supporting us. It means a lot. We couldn't do it without you guys, and we really
wouldn't do it without
appreciate
them.
Yeah,
we do it.
really
We do it
wouldn't.
all. We do it all for you guys. We try really hard. We put our blood, sweat, and tears, endless hours of planning,
Yeah.
go into these shows and go into like making them happen and bringing these people here. And being not a venue and being a ragtag group of kids with like not much backing and anything other than just like be like, hey, like especially like the first time it was really hard to get people to book us. They're like, who are you? And it's kind of cool now that people are kind of taking taken note. And even at that, it's still hard for us. You know, a lot of these companies, like, you know, have giant numbers and that, like, you know, to push this stuff. And it's just us. It's just like us group of like kids that we don't have a lot of money. We like all have jobs and other hustles. And like, this just takes a lot of time from us. And it just means a lot to us to do it. And that's why we do it for everyone. And I think we're all really thankful for the opportunity to do it for everybody. And the fact that we put so much time and effort into this, and it really shows that everyone around really cares and likes what we're doing, and they do take note that what we do is different, and it's a different kind of vibe than what you're dealing with. And it's crazy to bring these acts to Morgantown, West Virginia. Like, none of these people, I think, have been in West Virginia, played in West Virginia. These are their first time here, and like to get to like bring them for this experience and to show them like what we have to offer is like a really cool thing, because like it hasn't been done around here. You know,
No, it hasn't.
No one's doing this kind of stuff, and like no one's done this kind of stuff, and we're like putting our state on the map. You know, like it's kind of cool. And it's, you know, people don't think West Virginia, you don't think of EDM music, you don't think bass music scene, and like they're showing out and they're selling out.
Stereotypically,
and these crowds are fun. Like it's
or
not
rowdy.
It's not a boring time. Like, it's not like I'm like, you know, sometimes you go to crowds and they're just like, oh, like everyone's showing out. Like, this is a fun group of kids that come out, and people drive. Like, we've had people drive, I think, like 6-7 hours just to come to our shows. Like, and some of these are like some of these are friends. Some of these people we don't know. Like, someone came from Indianapolis to like,
that was
crazy.
That was wild.
Like, it's kind of wild. Like, people are like, oh, like, when am I going to see these artists on a lineup like that? You know, like it's kind of cool to bring the flavor, to make the taste, and like put the state on the map in an interesting way that hasn't been done before. And we're really, really, really thankful. Like, I can't say it enough. I really appreciate the opportunity. I really appreciate all the guys that we brought together. We all like really, really bring something special, and this couldn't be what it is without everyone involved in it, from our team to the people that come to our shows. And we really love you guys. I just wanted to say that. I love you all.
I love you.
Yeah, honestly, like, just shout out Morgantown, West Virginia, you know, where we came together. People believed in us. Shout out to those surrounding places who are friends with us and believed in us and stuff like that. We've pulled artists, like, you know, just local artists from, like, you know, the DC area. We've pulled from, like, Ohio. You know, our surrounding areas help us a lot too. So, like, it's cool to reach out for as small and how how short ago, like, we started this. What was our first show? Was in what? November.
November. The end of November.
So, like,
promoted in under a month, and sold that sucker out to like 2 people never been around here. Smith and Mize is great. They don't have big names for themselves, but people were pumped, man.
Yeah, we've been doing these shows with a short amount of turnaround from the time we plan it to the time of the show. We have like a month or less usually.
Yeah,
we're doing these shows.
I mean, we announced this show yesterday, I think, on the 19th. We got little under 3 weeks till our next show. It's crazy that we're like, you know, so confident that they're gonna just do good at this point. That's a great feeling to have. That like, you know, like all what we do is we know what we're doing. We supply a good product, and people know about that. So it's nice to kind of not have to worry about that as much, and just be able to focus on what we know and is like gonna be a good time for everybody.
Oh gosh.
These guys are playing tic-tac-toe right now.
I just beat him in tic-tac-toe. Slayed his ass.
The notebook went flying. I thought the tunnels caved in.
No, that wouldn't bother me as much.
Wait, the tunnels of our colony would not bother you as much.
We're gonna have a talk after this.
All right, that's it. We need to end this.
All right, we got
podcast.
signing off.
Well, I got 2 things. One, don't lose the drive for what you're doing. Don't lose the vision that you have right now.
Never.
And this episode's going to be out before the show, so hopefully this helps with some kind of promotion, because we get about 100 people listening to every episode a week.
Yeah, guys, seriously, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys.
This has been an awesome experience.
We hope some of the listeners do come and check it out. You know,
hopefully they just
it's definitely
come.
a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
just come.
just come.
It's electronic music, but it's a good time. It's a good time, guys. I think everyone would enjoy it. If you like music and like-minded people who like to have fun, I think you should
It's
come check
honestly,
it
it's kind of horrible. You really shouldn't come
out.
at all.
Reverse psychology.
I
I'm
was
just kidding. It's amazing.
Back
At
up,
your
back up.
show last night, and as a heavy metal fan and someone that's not really like waist deep in the bass scene like you guys are, I had a blast.
That's awesome.
I
I love
know.
hearing that.
That's
Thanks, man.
the
Means a lot.
feeling that we love.
Yeah,
And
that is
even
the
for
feeling we
people
love.
who have it, who aren't even in the scene to say that
Yeah.
is just.
I mean, we paid him
heartwarming.
$20 to say that before the podcast. It still means a lot.
Yeah, we're getting our money's worth. That's
That
for sure.
$20 never made it to me. We're going to have to talk about who you delegated that to.
And we promised him some new tunnel access for some of the service tunnels. It'll save him some time on his commute.
Don't give him the crumbs.
No crumbs for you.
All right, guys.
Or corn.
This has been great.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys coming out.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you
you
guys
so
so
much.
much.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Goodbye, baby.
Howdy, and what's going on? Hot Shots coming at you live from Wasted Local Talent.
It's harder than it looks, isn't it?
It is. You got to know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's kind of how talking works.
Is that how it works?
Is that why you didn't
Always
talk
how
on the
it works.
episode very much?
I never talk.